Welcome to part 2. I'm going to put these out today myself. So I don't know what to make of it all, to be honest. It's all a bit of a mess, isn't it? But you've got to feel for Dylan White. He only got to like nearly 15 million. It could have been like 20 million, couldn't it? Or 18 million or something. It's only a few mil, Dylan. You'll get over it, mate. You'll get over it. But you look like you finished in boxing. But where does that leave your fake brother, Wesley Snipes? What's going to happen to him now? Is he going to have to change his name from Dean White to Dean Chisora? Well, I'm only asking. He keeps telling people he's going to give me a slap. Well, he's a foot taller and about 13, 14 stone heavier. He's big enough, isn't he? He's big enough. Big old lump. Big lump. But listen, bullies don't prosper in boxing. Bullies do not prosper, alright? But there's a few people that have not come out and said a word yet. I haven't seen Rico on Ultra's show. He hasn't been on mine. Rico's very quiet. Terry's not put anything out on the Beautiful podcast. Beautiful Boxing Podcast, that's a good podcast. Not seen that. He's not been on my channel. He's probably really busy. But the silence is deafening. At least Purple Tundy and Big MALC came out, didn't they, and said something, which in my opinion is good, because I thought they were going to bottle it. In fact, I had some right thumbnails waiting for them. I was just in the middle of a script and then Ozzy Smith sent me that video. I went, Ozzy, you just cost me about 2 hours of my day sending me that. It probably saved me getting shown up. So to be fair to him, it looks like they've washed their hands of White, doesn't it? White will never be their mate again now, will he? He'll look at them really different. But it's his own fault, isn't it? I remember when Dylan White used to DM me years ago when I was on Twitter, this is true, after the first Chisora fight, and I said to him, you'll fight him 3 times. He went, I won't. I went, you will, I'm not fighting him again. He fought him again and he knocked Chisora out, didn't he? But he lost every round up to then. And when Eddie's got nowhere to go, he turns to them, doesn't he? But he ain't got him there now, has he? He's got Chisora and he's 40 in a few weeks. And he's already talking like Scooby-Doo, isn't he? Old Scoob. And that's what boxing does to you. Oi! Oi! Scoot! What are you eating? Come here. What you got in your mouth? Come here. What you got in your mouth? Open your mouth. Open. You lunatic. But look at these here. Oh, Dempsey and Makepeace, aren't they? But I don't know what's going to happen to Wesley Snipes now with his black box management. People are telling me the can man helped him out with all that, so I don't know. He hasn't come out and said anything. Normally he's got plenty to say for himself, hasn't he? He were all over the Gerald Miller thing, wasn't he? Not said a word now, has he? Not said a word. So one thing they did say on there, Purple Tundy and Big MALC, were about strength and condition men and nutrition men. Well, I've been banging on about that for about 4 years, I don't know, saying run them out of the box. These people with these spreadsheets and stuff like that, get them run out the sport, because they're in the fighters' heroes and up their arseholes when the trainer's not there, whispering in their ear, you need to do this, you need to do that. I get it all the time when I'm only a YouTuber. Rush, you need to do this. Rush, you need to do that. I need to know, I'll do what I want to do. And if I fall on my face, I'll get back up again. You make your own mistakes, don't you? Don't rely on others. Positivity. Listen at me. I'll be back on gear next week. I won't. But I don't know. Black box management. Is it gonna fold? Are they gonna put any shows on? Well, I hope he stays in boxing, because he actually talks a good game, doesn't he? Big old Dean, whatever his name is. But he looks like a Barry to me, to be honest. Yeah, he looks like a Barry. But we're going to see, aren't we, what happens with all this. But is Dylan White going to storm arena? Is he going to go wait for Eddie Hills one dark night and give him a scutch up ear hole? I don't know, but Eddie's silent. But they were going in on strength and conditioners and nutrition member. I've been going in on them for years, so you're a bit behind the times. But I am glad that they're a bit more mainstream than me, a bit more well known. When they're following my lead, yeah, my lead, because it's me that's putting it on them all, and everybody's sort of jumping on bandwagon now, aren't they? Good, good. Do you know what I mean? I've not been going as long as the Asylum lads, but they've been telling it for a long time, and they get hammered, don't they? That's why they brought that out at 8 o'clock, innit, really? Just to go up against Asylum, innit? How bad's that? Going live against them lads. Do I go live against them? No. I don't do lives anyway, there's too many weapons. Too many people would want to spoil it, wouldn't they? Because when you're telling truth, people don't like it, do they? Do you know what I mean? So, what's that gentleman called? Daniel W. He keeps sending emails. Oh, I know how critical about you. Listen, yeah, I did reply to you. Get effed. That's what I said to you. No tolerance. If you want to abuse me, and then some years later you want to come on my channel, you think I'm just going to roll over and say, yeah, no sweat. Yeah, let's bygones with bygones. You got another thing coming, lad. You ain't never getting on. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Alright? So, take it on chin. You go put my screenshot of what I sent back to you all over social media. I know what I sent back to you, I've still got it. Yeah, maybe I were a bit harsh, get yourself effed. But you ain't coming on. And that goes for anybody else who wants on, who stuck it to me. Hooked. That's how I look at it. I'm a coal miner's son. We don't do second chances. Not when you're abusing me. And let me tell you this, there's been a few abused me, and now they're all alright with me, most of them. Look, it's opinions. It's opinions. That's all it is. I might soften up in a month, Daniel, but I'd just like to even score, mate. Why should I have you on? Why should I? But what can you do? It's one of them things, isn't it? What are we up to now? 7 minutes. It's boxing, and I don't know. But Eddie Hills, would Eddie be able to cope if Dylan put it on him? Well, Dylan won't get near him. But I will say this: there's only one person in the last 10 or 12 years that's put it on Eddie, and that was Dennis Hobson in Bally's on Boardwalk at IBF Convention. If you don't believe me, go ask Eve Valley, Francis, is it Warren, the housewife's favourite, Gary Shaw, all them boys. Dennis put it on him over Jamie McDonald, so you outside here, cuckoo stealing eggs or something out of the nest. No, Dennis with his Sheffield sayings. Eddie went, I must warn you, I'm very good. Dennis went, out here you! And then look what happened, Dennis felt sorry for him, didn't he? Because he was tagging along with him around Boardwalk all night and he was on his own with no mates. Felt sorry for Eddie, vulnerable Eddie in America. But he's not like that when he's at O2 or in London or around areas around here in this, surrounded by them big lumps. Are you ready? Hey, you're not so tough when you're in UK, are you? In America, but you think you're a mob boss, don't you, in UK, Eddie? With all your security. Well, the fact that you filled your nappy with that makes my day feel better when I think about you pretending to be a mob boss, Eddie. You are not about that life. You're fetched up in privilege. Which brings me to finish off on Tony Bellew for the next 3 minutes. Tony! Tony! You got greedy! I got greedy! Did he get greedy, Rocky? Hey? Tony Bellew is not from privilege, right? He's from a tough area. So I give him respect for coming through like what he's done. And he had a job, didn't he, in an insurance company, and he tried to better his son and do things by the book. ABA champion and all that. I respect all that. What I don't respect is arse licking. Because everything that Eddie Hearn, that's his proper name, Edward John Hearn, everything he stands for, Tony Bellew tells us he hates. Am I right? You hate everything he stands for, Tony, everything. But yeah, look how you carry off around him. Hey, just because he's going to give you a bit of media work. Is that what you're going to have to be? You're going to have to behave like Darren Barker. Hey, you have to toe the line. The man in the mirror moment, Tony. Do you know when your kids get older and they pull you, they say, Dad, what's all that about? Man in the mirror moment. Look in the mirror, Tony Bellevue, and say to yourself, do you know what? What am I doing? You're arse licking a grown man, right, who's giving you a few quid. And you forget all your principles, everything that you're supposed to stand for. Drug cheats and all this other nonsense. And you go totally opposite, don't you? And go licking. Liquor! That's what you do, lick. And it's embarrassing now. You can't stand privileged kids who behave like that, Tony Bellevue. You can't stand them. That's everything that you're against. Because you're not fetched up like that, are you? But look at you, for a few quid, you lose your mind. Whore behaviour. Bit like Coogan, innit? Didn't put a video out because Eddie's told him not to. Who's told you not to run your channel? Biggest story at year and IFL are missing. And loads of other channels are missing on it, aren't they? Loads of them don't want to say it, they're all like shitting the pants. But isn't it funny? Isn't it funny how all of a sudden my inbox, I can't cope with it all. I can't cope with it all. Oh, Porky, you was right. That's what I say. Instead of saying, yeah, I know. I'm not, I'm one of them people, I'm revengeful, aren't I? I have to say, well, I told you, get effed. That's what I say. Because like I said, I wish people could just come and look at my inbox sometimes. That's why I let Cameron deal with it. But, arse lickers. Arse licker, Tony, aren't you? That's everything you're against. Look how you're carrying on. Man in the mirror moment. When you're older, Tony, and you look back, you know when you do fall out with Eddie in the end, and you will, because everybody does, you'll hate yourself. You will hate yourself. Go on, peace out, keep on trucking, keep supporting boxing. Don't have nightmares. Pop, pop, bang.